collision with purpose, in pursuit of purpose.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the A Collision with Purpose project Under the Spotlight. Here, individuals are given the opportunity to explore self in pursuit of their purpose. I am Dr. Laxley Stephenson, and I'm your host. The A Collision with Purpose project allows individuals to pause, be quiet for a moment, be introspective, and engage self-reflection in pursuing their purpose to unleash possibilities with far-reaching implications for self and for others. Today, the A Collision with Purpose project on the spotlight is on Mr. Garfield James. Mr. James is a husband, a father, the principal of Little London High School in Westmoreland, Jamaica. He's also the sitting councillor for the Sheffield division in Westmoreland, Jamaica. He's a business owner and an advocate for social change. Folks, let us welcome Mr. James to the A Collision with Purpose project on the spotlight. Mr. James, it is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to the A Collision with Purpose project on the spotlight. I am looking forward to having an engaging, insightful, and interactive conversation with you about a topic which I believe is arguably one of the most consequential concepts informing how we function as individuals, and ultimately in how we perceive our legacy.
It is indeed an exciting moment for me to grasp this opportunity to be on this program, to express from my heart the true meaning of purpose for me. I really am appreciative of this opportunity, and I want to commend the conceptualizer, the implementer, and the one that has made this a reality. Thanks for the platform.
Thank you, Mr. James. It is also my pleasure to have you on, because I know that this conversation today will add immense value to the topic. So I'm really grateful that you're able to come on. So, Mr. James, today you're going to explore self in pursuit of your purpose. I will be asking you a series of questions relating to purpose. So, Mr. James, are you ready to conduct an exploration of self in pursuit of your purpose?
Certainly. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go. That is exactly what we like to hear in this program. It's a state of readiness that we operate in. So, yeah. Mr. James, given the importance of purpose, or what is purpose, I believe that any conversation about purpose should begin with a definition. Would you be so kind as to define purpose for our listeners or audience?
My definition of purpose is not taken from the Oxford Dictionary, nor is it taken from Google search. It is really being given from my experience and for the actual purpose for which I was created. For me, the definition of purpose is, in a simple way, actually fulfilling the reason or reasons for which you were created. In so doing, you execute that particular purpose on a daily basis, and you live that purpose on a daily basis. So it is really taking the opportunity to implement and utilize the talent or talents that God gave you as you were created for. That, in my simple way, is really purpose.
So, Mr. James, your definition of purpose integrates a reason why you're created, which suggests that it is a very important element of our existence. So given that it's so important, do you believe it is important for you to develop an understanding of your purpose?
Certainly, not having an understanding, not being cognizant of your purpose means that you would not be living and fulfilling your purpose for which you were created. Hence, one must at all times in the process of life, in the process of that journey that you travel on a daily basis, fulfilling your purpose must and is critical to the process of purpose, understanding what your purpose is. For me, there are individuals who do have more than one purpose that they carry. For some persons, purpose is a multifaceted approach, is a multifaceted opportunity to execute a cause. One has to be knowledgeable and aware of what their purpose is so that they can live to fulfill and do so in a way that they will realize and achieve that purpose for which they were created, which is implementing, carrying out their task and role and responsibility within that framework of purpose that they were created for.
So thank you for that. So definitely, and based on your reasoning, then it is critical that one should be able to understand their purpose. So can you articulate your purpose? Can you share what is your purpose for this audience?
My purpose is, in my own view, my own understanding of what purpose is many. It is so because for me, I fulfill many roles and responsibilities in this different sphere of life. I do so from a spiritual standpoint, where I carry out a mandate, where I serve in certain capacities that serve to uplift not only the physical, but the spiritual aspect of individuals that I come or I interface with on a day-to-day basis. My purpose is also creating opportunities for others to grow, to expand, to develop, and to develop the holistic aspect of their lives, in which they too can come to the reality or the realization of what their purpose should be and what their purpose is in terms of their day-to-day activities. I do so by also contributing in a way that I give selflessly to many causes that serves to serve others. And for me, it is a burden. It is a point of stress where if I find myself in a situation where I am actually engaging in activities that does not serve to benefit and enhance humanity, then for me, right there, it's a red marker to indicate to me that I am going off line in terms of what my purpose is. Because I serve and I continue to serve in a way that enhances and encourages and endorses the aspect or the motto of trying to help others along the way in terms of whatever I do, it should serve to benefit humanity. So at the end of the day, once you're able to do and execute the things that brings to reality success, where you see a smile, where you see change, where you see development in others, then for me, I can at the end of the day feel satisfied that yes, today my purpose was served, my purpose was fulfilled. And it is critical to understand that purpose is a day-to-day, it's a day-to-day activity, it's a day-to-day action that one has to seek to do in terms of coming to the point where they're understanding and fulfilling their purpose. So it is always a process of continuity that gradually seeks to change and improve and benefit and grow, and together as a society, together as a community.
So what I'm hearing, what you're saying to me is that your purpose is founded on taking care of others, giving back, making a difference, and just about humanity. Is that a correct assessment?
Certainly, it is a correct assessment. And without that, one should always remember that if others did not serve their purpose, we, as we are today, would not be able to benefit from what we are experiencing now. So if we fail to serve our purpose, then we'll be failing the next generation that is relying on us to ensure that we do what we are required to do in fulfilling our purpose, so that this continuity of growth and success can continue for humanity. So if you fail to do your purpose, to realize your purpose, to live your purpose, then to an extent you will be contributing to the failure of humanity.
So there is this phrase that you often hear, that you're aligned with your purpose, or that you're living in purpose. What does that mean? Can you touch on that?
Align and live in your purpose is, in a simple way, fulfilling your purpose as it relates to your destiny, because ultimately purpose is destiny. One lives their purpose in a way that you must align your day-to-day actions, your day-to-day activities in relation to your purpose. So if at the end of the day, your purpose is to create an opportunity where persons can log online and view the Collision with Purpose videos, to use it as a form of inspiration to guide their lives to come to a reality, to do a self-assessment, to understand the concept of purpose. Because before this particular activity, in terms of the Collision with Purpose, many of us went about our day-to-day business and did not realize how critical and how impactful the concept of purpose is, because it is really a concept, a word that when you look at it, it's simple but yet complex. It is so because it is a word by itself. If individuals, if nations, if society, if organizations fail to carry out the mandate, which is their purpose, for which they were actually established, then all the support systems around that is going to fail. So it is critical for us to align purpose to our day-to-day activities to ensure that we are actually fulfilling what our true purpose is.
So what are, and you touched on some of them, but what are some of the other benefits of living on purpose, aligning oneself with their purpose? You know, I think our listeners or audience would be interested in knowing what those are, and especially for individuals who have yet to discover what their purpose is.
Without aligning your purpose to your day-to-day activities, or you will fail, one, to actually achieve goals. You will realize your goals when your purpose is aligned. You will serve to influence others within your space. You will serve to meet targets and achieve objectives. You will be productive when you're aligned with your purpose. You will achieve what you set out to achieve on a day-to-day basis. And you will be able to, at the end of the day, be able to transform that success into a situation where you will be able to give back and to help others to realize or to align their purpose to their day-to-day activities. So it is critical for individuals to understand what their purpose is, and at the end of the day, use it to guide their day-to-day activities.
What suggestions do you have for those individuals who are having some type of difficulties or challenges? First of all, understanding the importance of purpose, as well as knowing what their purpose is. How do they make this discovery?
It's a very good question. The recommendation that I would give to any individual who is having a challenge understanding their purpose is, first, you need to establish for yourself an understanding of what purpose is. So in general, you need to understand what the word purpose means. When you understand what the word purpose means, you need now to do an assessment of your own life in terms of what you do on a day-to-day basis to see if it aligns with your understanding or the understanding of what purpose is based on what you would have discovered. So in order to be successful, you first must discover what purpose truly means and look to see how it is applicable to you as it relates to your day-to-day actions. And if it's not being aligned with the understanding that you would have garnered from the word purpose, then it means that you need to do a reassessment of how you conduct yourself in terms of how you carry out your duties and how those duties reflect how they align itself to the understanding that you would have garnered from purpose. That, in a simple way, is the first step in really and truly understanding what purpose is, to see if you are actually fulfilling your purpose.
So introspection, self-reflection, all very important.
Critical.
Yes, I would agree. I would definitely agree with that. When you, was it something that triggered this notion of I am in purpose in your case? Was there a situation, a series of events that brought it to your realization that the light bulb came on?
There are so many examples that I could give to actually answer that question. But in particular, I do a lot of work with adolescents, and there are so many examples that are created on a day-to-day basis among the groups that I work with. But there is none greater than seeing the smile on a child's face when they are experiencing hunger and you are able to step into that setting and change that feeling of hunger, transforming it into tangible things, which is providing an opportunity for them to eat. As simple as we might take it, so many of us are blessed, but yet so many of us are not. And for us, for so many of us, when it comes to breakfast, we have options. We will sit, look at a menu, and decide on what we should eat and should not eat. And for so many others, it's not like that. It is basically getting something or trying to get something. And when I'm able to put systems in place that can change that narrative, it is like winning the jackpot. It is like taking you to another level where you feel moved because your purpose of serving and providing support just came to the realization, and it made somebody smile. It made somebody who was hungry no longer hungry. It is very fulfilling. And that in itself, you know, reminds me of how critical it is for me not to fail at carrying out my purpose. Because if I fail, then at the end of the day, that youngster relies on my purpose and me fulfilling my purpose will miss a meal. I will fail to get a meal. And that in itself extrinsically motivates me to keep going and to keep working assiduously to ensure that my purpose is being fulfilled.
Now, because your purpose is about giving, it is imperative that you succeed, because those on the receiving end will not experience the benefit of what your purpose is about. So that's pretty much what you're saying there in a nutshell. In your capacity as a principal and in the system, our education system, do you believe there should be more focus at an early age on teaching these students, these younger kids, about purpose, having them really sort of focus in and creating that awareness? What are your thoughts on that?
It is a very, very critical part of developing the holistic aspect of individuals. If one is not aware and if one does not understand their purpose, their true purpose in life, then the direction in which they will go will be misguided. It is a very critical part of the education of youngsters for them to understand their purpose. Understanding their purpose means that at an early age, they will know where they are going and where they should go. And when you understand your purpose, you will be driven intrinsically to work towards achieving that. Not understanding your purpose means that that motivation that should come to drive you as an individual to succeed will be missing. So in its own, in a nutshell, we will fail miserably if we fail to establish a system where students learn from an early age to understand what their true purpose is.
Do you think we're doing enough of that in our school? Is there enough of a focus there in our schools?
Certainly not. There needs to be a serious program of evaluation. There needs to be a serious effort placed on the whole aspect of purpose as it relates to individuals and what they are really born for. Because as it is now, there are so many youngsters within the high school system, within the primary system, that is not realizing their purpose, that is not understanding what purpose is. And that is where we have so many social issues and so many social problems. It's because so many of them do not understand what their purpose is. And you can't be a successful society without understanding what your purpose is. Purpose goes beyond individuals. Purpose, if a country, Jamaica, doesn't understand its purpose, then we're in trouble. If the Ministry of Education doesn't understand its purpose, we're in trouble. So it is, as I said earlier on, it is a concept that so many of us overlook the critical importance of.
You know, it's clear to me that you have had your collision with your purpose. Is that an accurate statement?
Oh yes, and I'm excited. I am overjoyed because I understand what my purpose is. So when I go out there, as challenging as the tasks are, at the end of the day, you feel fulfilled because you know within yourself that yes, I realized my purpose today. Yes, I carried out my duties today in relation to what my purpose is. And it speaks to a bigger picture. Not understand your purpose means that you will not be fulfilled at the end of the day. And being fulfilled at the end of the day will serve to motivate and drive you and give you that impetus to continue. So it is critical. It is critical. Purpose for me is like food for the belly when you're hungry. You know, that's how important purpose is.
It's food for the belly. There's not much you can do on a hungry stomach. You know, food for the belly. That's a great way to set it. Yes.
And not much you can do without understanding your purpose.
I am in full agreement with what you're saying. You know, one of the motivation, one of the trigger that drove me in this direction for this project is I've received numerous phone calls and numerous conversations from friends, and more often than not, what they're saying to me is my son or my daughter, they're all over the place. They're changing their curriculum. They are not sure what they want to be. And it occurred to me that many of us are like that. We're all over the place. And I think if we're all over the place in a more definitive way and understanding why we're all over the place, it will help. So that is one of the driver behind this program, the Collision with Purpose. And I will tell you, I had a conversation with a person from another country, and she said, Doc, my purpose is just to discover how to survive today and tomorrow just to figure it out again. So purpose is so different. for all of us. So, I really appreciate you sharing your perspective. We're coming close to the end of our conversation. What would you like our audience to take away from this discussion? What is that one or two things that you believe will be impactful for them?
I'm so happy that you asked that question, because at the end of this presentation, I want anyone who is or who will be listening to understand these things. One, in a simple way, you must, it is critical, you must, from an early age, instill, one, in your children, two, in any group or groups that you're responsible for influencing, and three, individually, you must understand what your purpose is. If you fail to understand what your purpose is, it means that at the end of the day, you are going to spend a lot of time lost doing and exploring things and avenues that do not align with what your purpose is. And when you discover what your purpose is, then you have to start all over. To prevent time loss that cannot be gained, you must spend time seeking and understanding what your purpose is and ensuring that you align your activities with your purpose. Two, do not overlook the importance of stopping and sharing with others what purpose is. So many of us, including myself, in the past, have overlooked, have failed to discuss the importance of purpose and what my true purpose is. The collision with purpose has taught me that this concept, purpose, is a critical part towards growth and development, because not understanding what your purpose is means that your direction or the direction that you're going will, or at the end of the day, might not be aligned to what your purpose is. So it is critical to ensure that when we reach that stage where we become cognizant of our purpose, we pass it on. We ensure that we encourage others to understand theirs. And in so doing, we will build a better family, we'll build a better school community, we'll build a better society and a better country. If we can work and start the process of encouraging others to stop, think, and understand what their purpose is. Because there will be, and there are many that are living, but they are not living their purpose. There are many that are surviving, but they are not aligning their purpose to their survival. Hence, we have a job to do. And that job is to ensure that we continue the conversation in a way that will enlighten, in a way that will open the minds and the hearts of others to understand their purpose, so that we can be a motivator to others to understanding theirs.
Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you for the recommendation. And I'm sure our listeners or audience will benefit from your suggestion and your advice. So, Mr. James, this brings us to the end of our conversation about purpose. I'd like to thank you for joining me today on the A Collision with Purpose project. Your insight will undoubtedly add immense value to the conversation about purpose. I look forward to having you back, to come back on this program and to have another conversation, because as you said earlier, purpose, there's a continuity. It's changing. Purpose today may not necessarily be the same tomorrow, in the sense that you may be doing other things. So there's always another occasion, another time that we'll need to have another discussion. So I'm going to extend an open invitation to you to come back whenever you see fit. Do you accept that invitation?
It's I will accept it with all pleasure. I will be ready for part 2. It was really a fulfilling experience. Sharing from my heart what my true understanding is of purpose, and ensuring that I align my purpose with my actions. I want to thank you for this platform, and I want to encourage you to keep doing a great job in bringing to the fore the experiences so that it can serve as motivation for others. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Because, you know, we're only as good as our experiences, and our experiences are not just limited to us. It's to all those around us that we learn from. So I appreciate you coming on. Well, folks, this brings us to the end of this edition of the A Collision with Purpose project Under the Spotlight. If you're like most of us and would like to develop a better understanding of your purpose, then please submit your short video to acollisionwithpurpose@gmail.com. If you would like to join and become a part of this type of conversation and have an interview done, then send your request to acollisionwithpurpose@gmail.com. Please note that your video submission and your interview will be posted on our social media platforms. That is it for now. Blessings always.